Hi, Facebook friends. My name is Deborah Prescott. I'm the chair of the mathematics department at Central Texas College, and I want to share with you some our programs that we offer in our department. So mostly we provide the math requirement for core curriculum. That would be the responsibility. But we also offer associate degrees in math, engineering, drafting and design, and soon to be robotics. The new robotics program will start in the fall. If you struggle with math at all and you're quite ready for that college level math, we have Math Express. That's part of our department. And Lynn Falkenstein, program coordinator for Math Express, and we're going to go to her in just one second. Before we do, I want to share with you what we're going to do for this special summer session where the lecture classes are starting online. And so ours, even though they're going to be online, they're not really online. They're really going to be taught remotely in the virtual classroom instead of in building 152. And so your instructor will teach the class just like they would in the classroom. Students will attend and participate just like they would in the classroom. And so we're excited to be able to provide that service for our students if they sign up for a lecture class. And so we're going to do a demo for that in just a little bit so you can see how it will work. So Math Express is where you get prepped for that college level math course, and with our co-requisites you could actually complete it. So I'm going to pass it to Ellen. Professor Falkenstein.
We just want you to know that we miss being in the classroom as well. I'm in my office today, and it is so eerie and quiet. The students are what makes the campus. So just know we wish you were here also. With the co-recs, what happens is you are taking the college math course along with other resources. So let's say you take the college algebra co-rec. You are in the college algebra course, but you're also in another course that's going to give you what we call just-in-time teaching. And what we do is we go through the concepts as you need them to be successful in the college class. So we don't give you all of the remedial content first and then throw you into college algebra. It happens along the way. And we have lots of other resources that we're going to show you also. All right, we are going to do a demo for you of what it's like to go into the virtual classroom. I'm going to show you that it really is just one click. Let me let Debbie get all her stuff done there.
I'm ready for you.
Ready? Okay. So I go into my email and my teacher sent me this link. All I have to do is click on that. I don't have to sign up for anything. I don't have there. Nobody's going to bug me. I do have to put in my name so that my teacher can take attendance, but then I just hit join session. It's going to ask you to allow the microphone and allow the camera. Uh-oh. Okay, let me turn off my mic.
Me too on the other thing. Does that sound better? Does that sound better? We good? Good.
Mariceli, can you mute me?
If I mute you, they're not going to be able to hear you.
Okay, this might not work.
Why don't Mariceli join the session? And then she can mute us.
That worked.
Oh no.
Can you mute yourself? To collaborate?
Debbie, mute yourself in Collaborate. Did you do that?
Yeah, there it is.
All right. Let's just share your screen. I think that'll work.
Is it bad now if I unmute?
Yeah. I think you're gonna have to talk through WebEx. Be in Blackboard Collaborate writing and showing your screen. Sorry, everyone. There's always technology. Fun.
Am I unmuted in WebEx?
Yes.
Okay, so yeah, I can talk through one and work on the other. What?
We don't echo everybody.
Tasking.
This is how it's been for 8 weeks. I know it has for you too, students, but we've been learning a lot on this as well.
Here it goes. Here goes our little sample lesson. You can see how it'll work for our lecture classes in the virtual classroom. You saw our student, Miss Ellen, join, and now that we got our little echo problem taken care of, I will share my screen. And in our lecture classes, most instructors, especially for the lower level courses, use our workbook. Purchase this workbook. Sorry, had to see that. And this is what I would do in the classroom if we were in the building is I pull up my workup on the overhead, the students have their workbook, and we go through this together. And with Blackboard Collaborate in the virtual classroom, you can stop me and ask questions, and it's just like we were there. The only thing that's missing is I don't see your happy face. All the happy math students, I don't see. So as long as you're engaging and stop and ask me questions, it works really well. And so I pulled up a little lesson about trigonometry. So Ellen is a student here. And so we're just going to talk about sine, cosine, and tangent, for example. And can I hear you, Ellen?
Yes. I was trying to figure out how to raise my hand like my students do. That cracks me up when they raise their hand.
There are options in Collaborate to raise your hand or to chat or to just talk. And I just like to hear the talk. But there are lots of options for responding. So how did you learn sine, cosine, tangent, Ellen?
Well, you have to remember, I went to high school in the 70s. I learned SOHCAHTOA.
SOHCAHTOA is one I learned, and I went back in the 80s. Old Harry always has old apples. That's how I learned it. And but I learned, I think, one that's even better from students since I was teaching college classes, and that was some hippie caught another hippie tripping on acid. I think that one's funny, and you can remember it. But long story short, you have to remember it somehow, some way. Okay.
All right, I just want to interrupt and say that I have a student that says the hand raise is at the bottom beside the camera. You guys are not usually on the student end.
I know. There we go. I raised my hand.
And I heard you raise your hand, Ellen. So it's so I can. What do you need? Okay, and then we talk a little bit about the Pythagorean theorem for right triangles, and then when we put those pieces of information together, and solve the triangle. So we want to look at a sample problem real quick. We're just going to do sine, cosine, and tangent. And so we talked about sine. We defined it up there to be the opposite over hypotenuse. And here's my angle we're talking about. So the opposite side is 3. My hypotenuse is, I don't know.
It's C.
However will we find it? So that Pythagorean will help us find it, right?
Oh, use the Pythagorean theorem. My favorite theorem.
A squared plus b squared So it looks like c squared 5. So I do know now, c is 5. So I can finish my little problem over here. And when I fill in the blanks, opposite was 3, hypotenuse is 5. And so there's the answer for sine. Cosine was adjacent over hypotenuse. So my adjacent is 4. And so on. And so that's kind of how our lessons go.
What does adjacent mean? How do you find the adjacent?
So the opposite side is the leg that is opposite the angle. The adjacent side is the leg that helps form the angle. And the hypotenuse for a right triangle is always the longest side.
Thank you.
And so there's your little quick, we go slower by the way, but there's your quick demo or some how the classroom works.
We do this for tutoring also, and the students can share their screen. So if they want to show a specific problem to the tutor, or if they're doing test corrections in the corrects, they can share their screen and the tutor can see what they're working on.
That's a good point to what we did as we finished out the spring semester. We both have labs. We have a Math Express lab and we have an advanced math lab on campus. Full-time, well, our tutors, some are full-time, some are not. Our tutors are loaded now into our Blackboard courses and they can do tutoring sessions using Blackboard Collaborate. So they're still available for our students even though we're not on campus. So that is a really good benefit. Any questions on just how the lesson will work? Pretty easy to join the session and participate.
I do have some comments that just to add on, we had somebody who said his aviation instructor pretty much played around with just doing Collaborate the first day after they had to do COVID. So they did a lot of polling and a lot of stuff to make sure that they were entertained. And I'm sure you guys do similar things as well.
It was a learning curve. Honestly, Collaborate has been in Blackboard for a really long time. But I've really not had the need to use it until now. And so when I was forced to use it so that we could, I want for an online class to be able to attend a class. And so I had a 9 and a 10:30 and we set it up here and there was a little learning curve, but it didn't take long. It's pretty user friendly. It didn't take long for us to figure out how to make it work.
Yes, I use the polling, but what my students have told me at the end of the class after I put grades in was that they were actually working on their homework while I was lecturing. And so they were a little slow to answer my poll. But that's okay. At least they were doing math. And so that was good. All right, we ready to move to the other screen?
Get out of that. Let me go ahead and share my other screen that has which class the summer real quick because I did it in here. Here we go. Is it gonna switch over? Give me 1 second. I'm seeing what I'm looking on the other one to see what I'm seeing, and I'm not seeing what I'm supposed to see. Hang on. Let me redo real quick. See if we can get it.
Yeah, there's definitely been some learning with, we can't see the chats if we're sharing our screen. We can hear them pop up, and so we have to go back and forth. So that's been a little interesting, but we got it down now.
Matt uses 2 different devices, so he can see the chat on one and he's working on the other, kind of like I'm doing right now.
Very smart. Yeah, I had Mr. Syme was doing that for me. He was.
So there's lots of different ways, and I have a Google Chrome book at home, and so it works awesome to work on here because you saw me writing on the screen. We had other instructors who went out and bought the writing tablet that they can connect to their laptop, and so we've just all kind of adapted, and it's all seems to be working well, even though everyone's a little bit different. So we're good. Now here's what classes we're going to be offering in this summer. So we'll offer the lecture classes, and those will be taught in the virtual classroom, kind of like what we just demonstrated. So we have college algebra, elementary and statistics, and contemporary math, and those are the most common core courses for students. One of those will satisfy the core requirement for every degree plan. But we also offer pre-calculus and Cal 1 as lecture classes this summer. Our online classes, we offer all of them online. So we have college algebra, statistics, contemporary, pre-cal, all the calculuses, and linear algebra. Those are the classes we'll offer this summer as online classes. Okay, now Ellen, yours.
Okay. Hold on, I'm looking. Okay. That's just showing you again the Blackboard Collaborate. For the co-rec, we're offering a virtual class with the co-recs for college algebra, for contemporary, and for statistics. For college algebra and for contemporary, we have an evening class as well as a morning class. And so our teachers will be in Blackboard Collaborate at the times and days that normally you would be in a classroom. So we're just going to be in a virtual classroom. All right. For those co-recs, I know it's scary. I know it's when you take the TSI test and they tell you you need some extra help. I know that it's scary to sign up for 2 classes, but we treat this as just one class. Debbie, you're getting a lot of feedback on you.
I'm doing what?
There's a lot of feedback. I don't know why. It's like there's wind. Oh, that's better.
I just muted Deborah.
For right now.
Deborah,
Okay.
come back when you're ready.
We'll take you back on. So for these classes, it will feel just like one class. You're going to meet with the teacher 4 days a week. If it's a co-teaching, you'll have 2 teachers. You will work on problems in class, and there'll be notes that they'll send to you. But we also have lecture videos. Those will, the links will be given to you so you can watch the videos again. If there was one problem that didn't make a lot of sense, or if we see that students send the same problem many times, we might do just a little video on that problem and send it to you. So you have that resource, which our in-class students didn't have. We also have lecture notes that you can go back to. And in statistics, we've been doing the old-fashioned flashcards. So the first 8 weeks, we were literally doing flashcards together on 3x5 cards, but we've been keeping it up virtually. We already mentioned with the virtual tutoring. For Math Express, they're available Monday through Friday. I think that Advanced Math Lab is the same way. And so you can get onto Blackboard Collaborate. You can make an appointment, or they have certain hours that they're open, and you can work on your homework and quizzes with the tutors. All right, we have a few comments from our students. It went really well, I thought. In statistics, about half of the students kept participating with me. I was so excited. They came to Blackboard Collaborate every day. Another quarter were not able to because maybe they were essential workers and they had to work more hours, but they used the videos and they kept up with their work. So we had a few comments here. They liked that we sent them problems every day, although we did that from class too, but apparently they didn't notice from class. They were able to work right with us. And this student said that if online classes were like this, they would definitely take them. This one talks about all of the resources that we had. They did miss their peers, which I totally understand. But my noon class was a little smaller of a class, so they would get to go and I'd have to stop them so we could start working on Blackboard Collaborate. They wouldn't share their faces though. I was missing their faces and I asked them to turn the camera on and they said no. But they said they can always go back to the videos or they can go back to the lecture notes. Again, I don't want to read all of it to you, but you guys can read it. But this person did said you get to sleep in and listen to class in your pajamas, which is probably why she didn't turn her camera on. All right. So for the co-recs, these are the times we have. We, of course, also have online classes. But for college algebra, for the virtual teaching where you get the lecture every day, we have a morning class and we have an evening class. For contemporary math, we also have the same, a morning class and an evening class. Statistics, we only have the morning class. And then we do still have the developmental NCBO. And there's our contact information with all our happy faces. You can call the math department or the drafting department. They will get back to you. They are monitoring. Just leave a voicemail with your name, your ID, and basically what you're looking for so that they can get it to the right person. If you need a little extra help, if you're not TSI complete, or if it's been a really long time since you've done math, go ahead and email us at math.express. We will get right back to you. But again, please give us your student name, ID, and what you're looking for so we can be ready to help you. All right, Debbie. Oops, we need to unmute you.
Okay, we good?
Yes.
So yeah, there's a couple of things I just wanted to highlight and I guess summarize. So our lecture classes will be taught in the virtual classroom this summer, and those are at the designated time for the class. And so if you're going to attend that virtual classroom, you have to be available at the designated time for the lecture. But we can record those lectures. I don't keep them forever because it takes up a lot of space, but I'll leave them on there for like a week. And so if you have to miss it for whatever reason, you could come back and watch that lecture later and work through your workbook. And so that's a convenient option as well. I had students in the spring who were like, my kids are at home and I'm home and I don't know if I can join. And I said, join and mute your mic. I mean, whatever you can get out of it. It's not going to bother me. And so we're very flexible and it has a lot of options. The Blackboard Collaborate does. Oh, and our tutors are in there. Another just reminder that we have our tutors loaded in the class. So they're available to you through Blackboard Collaborate. That's all I have. Unless there's any questions.
Yep.
There's been the chat has definitely been busy. We have a lot of people commenting on that they're interested in those combined classes, NCBO classes for the summer. Especially, I had somebody mentioned about dual credit for the summer, and if you were going to be offering that.
Dual credit?
Yes.
So any of our classes, as far as we're concerned, the more the merrier. So if you're a high school student, you can join us. For it to be considered dual credit, you have to get with your high school and make sure that they're going to accept that credit.
Awesome. And then there was a lot of tips of students kind of mentioning their experience, which was kind of great. How yes. A lot of the classes are recorded so that they could always go back and kind of look at it before if they needed to, which they seem to appreciate a lot. And yes, so the comment was also the instructor can record the session, and if you didn't get something, you can go back and rewatch the lesson. That's what most of my instructors did. So that seems to be a popular option for everybody. And actually, a lot of the questions were really pretty much answered through this, and a lot of it really was about those the two classes if they were going to be offered combined. The NCBO course question. So I think you guys we were able to hit them all because as they were being asked, you guys were answering them.
Yay! Mariceli, that's what we do.
Yay!
Yeah.
Are we ready for the video?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
So we'll end on this happy note. Take a math class this summer.
Please come be with us.
Need help, Ellen?
Don't know why it's not switching on me. Let me see. Maybe I need to close. Sorry, technologically deficient. Give me a minute.
We're trying to show you a video. Thank you to everybody that's joined in and actually has been able to give us feedback and just share your experience. That has really been a great opportunity for us. We like to know what you guys are doing and thinking, so thank you very much. Are you ready, Ellen?
Give me a minute. Something happened here. Let me start again. For some reason, it does not want to switch to Firefox. That's crazy. Okay, wait a minute.
Oh,
Oh, there we go. Okay. Can you see the unpaid advertisement?
yes. Make it big though.
I'm gonna make it big as soon as I get it going.
Have you been feeling down lately? Stuck at the house with nothing to do but watch TV? Feeling a lack of social interaction? Is there just no enjoyment in your life? We can solve all your problems. CTC is offering all kinds of math classes this summer.
No way!
Yes way! We're offering all the classes you know and love.
Can't be true!
But it is. Our instructors are bringing math to a computer near you. Think of how smart you will be and the numbers you will see.
Now that's fun!
With our math classes, you'll have something to do. You'll earn college credit. Just listen as confessional.
Before I knew math, I was so alone. I would just watch television all the time. I couldn't even play with things right. But now that I have math, my life has been turned around.
You can be just as happy as this crazy guy. Amazing. Here's a list of our classes. CTC, Math.
Uh-oh. All right, you can take everything away from me if you...
All right, guys. Thank you very much for everything, you guys. I appreciate the time, you taking the time to share everything with us and be able to kind of give everybody an idea how math classes are going to be working this summer. I know a lot of people were kind of questioning how that was going to happen, so thank you for the time. We really, really appreciate it, and we hope to be able to get everybody pretty much involved, and anybody that has any questions that they're actually going to be able to ask the questions that they need to contact the math department if you have any questions, or advising, and hopefully we'll get a lot of students to participate. So thank you for doing this, and we'll see everybody soon through Collaborate, I guess.
Sounds good. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.